I love you. This is a statement from the intellect associated with an emotion or a feeling, whatever you want to say. So every thought is associated with emotions, whether we feel it or not. That emotion comes from the mind. Intellect gives you the knowledge, a logic, a reason. I love you. So there is a reason, there is a logic. Associated with an emotion, then the statement will make some sense. Am I clear? Are you understanding? You asked me a new question, but I thought better to start digging deeper inside to understand. Then the science says not biased but unbiased. So what where the problem is? The problem is that emotion should not derive me to do any kind of a scientific research. That is what our understanding is. But if you are committed to do the research and you have been doing it for 10 years, it is because of the pure and good emotions. So saying that, emotional content should not be there. What it means? That emotional content which contains the false notion, which contains the false perception, that content should not be there. Otherwise, you cannot do the research for 10 years supported by the pure emotion, a drive, a motivation, an intention to serve millions of people by your research and its application. Just one example. Now, in our relationship, when I say I love you, so we have two groups of emotions. That is what we know, the negative emotions and the positive emotions. Or you can categorize them the impulsive nature. I love you, so my impulsive mind says I will go with the physical relationship. I love you, and still it depends on what value you give and where you are feeling a sense of void and incompleteness. So you have a negative emotion, then we cheat others saying I love you. And we have a positive emotion. What is that positive emotion? I want to give you without any expectations. I want to serve you by my love, by my speech, by my thought. Just think of that, even in relationship. Let me serve you. Let me extend a hand to you so that you are happy. This is the highest love. I love you. I love you so much and you are not taking care of me. The worst kind of a love, because that love contains a lot of expectations. I like you only because you make me happy. But now you are not making me happy. By this introduction, did you understand what I want to convey? Unlock your inner peace with emotions. Did you understand it? Let me explain you the same concept. Unlock your inner peace with emotions. That is the journey of the entire Eastern wisdom. What we say, we see the peace and happiness are your essential nature. What is essential and what is superficial? What do you understand? Essential means it cannot be undone. Can you remove the sweetness from a sugar? No. So can you remove the peace and happiness which are my essential nature? The answer is big no. First thing you are clear, so I have to drive my mind repeatedly again and again. Why I have to drive my mind? Because the mind has created so many false notions which I already talked about before, and those false notions creates a chain of sense of expectation inside me that takes the form of a desire seeking happiness outside and the love outside. So that chain creates a vicious circle that springs your negative emotions. Now what I'm doing, there is a peace and happiness inside. I'm asking the mind repeatedly. What does it mean by repeatedly? That is the meaning of mindfulness and meditation practice. No teacher says you don't do it. You have done once and for all. So by repeatedly doing the practice, the mind that was engaged and scattered with the false notion, you need not to worry about those negative emotions. They will go by themselves because you are sublimating, you are changing the direction by practice of meditation. So repeat practice of meditation repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. How long? As long as you contain the craziness in your mind. As long as the number of the thoughts plus your experiences causing you the unhappiness. No one can say it. How long? So what happens when the mind is doing it repeatedly, it leaves what is false, what is superficial, what is false notion. After all, the mind has to face the reality. And what is the reality? Peace and happiness are our essential nature. That is the way we unlock inner peace and happiness with emotions. But that is just a single simple story to tell. Eastern wisdom is so deep, it has got 3,000 texts, more than 3,000 teachers. Do you see the beauty of the Eastern wisdom? Each teacher, every teacher talks of the same principles differently because the seekers have a different temperament in different ages in a contemporary society. The principles are the same. What is the peace and happiness are my essential nature, and you can get it by the regular practice, repeat practice of meditation. You have an awakening. What is awakening? Peace and happiness are your essential nature. You recognize it, you realize it.